You know, there's this negative stigma or mindset towards fans of the earlier portion of the modern Sonic generation that we tend to call the Adventure era or the Dreamcast era. These Adventure fans are definitely vocal, and they have the right to be, as they haven't gotten what they've wanted from this series in quite some time now. For some reason, it's suddenly popular to discredit the adventure games and call people who don't like the current direction of Sonic adventure fanboys. Why is it that these games are now called overrated? And why should it feel like a crime to want the culture that these games created to return back to the series? There's this misunderstanding about adventure fans that unless you grew up in that time frame, you will never truly understand them and why they are vocal about their views. It's almost like music, for example. Music by genre is still music, right? But it is also divided up by generations of people and what they mutually think is the best era of music. Everyone in different generations will have different answers because of nostalgia or having fond memories. Picture your favorite artist that you like for a genre, doing something completely different with their music and never going back to what made you like them in the first place. Would you stay? Would you not express how you feel? It sucks when something you really like isn't made for you anymore, and you feel the lack of care and acknowledgement for previous supporters like yourself. Adventure fans are in the middle of the classic and modern fans, right? Whom get both catered to much more than adventure ones do. Admittedly, it is hard to please everyone when Sonic is so weird and different with every single game. It's hard to go backwards and not anger some people, because we all have our own wants, and we can't all be happy at once with a divided fan base. I think there's this misconception that adventure fans specifically want an adventure game, and that isn't necessarily true. Adventure fans are much like modern fans. They want something that simply progresses the series again. The only thing adventure fans really want is a series that takes itself seriously again, and that means actual plots, using Sonic and his friends correctly in terms of personalities and multiple characters to be playable. When was the last time we saw Knuckles guard the Master Emerald or Shadow working with GUN in a game? Where has the lore and love gone from the adventure era? Why is Sonic, Tails, and a companion the only characters now in newer games? The series has definitely lost its budget and clearly lacks the effort from the adventure era games up until Unleashed. It's blatant, and it's the polar opposite of what the series has built itself upon in the adventure era. So these fans have a right to get mad and express their displeasures of their favorite series deteriorating before their eyes. Sega is guilty of hiring cartoon writers to write their games in the last 7 years, and they knew nothing about the history of the series or the characters themselves. To some, this series is about good gameplay. To others, story and characters are always the most important. Is it okay that Sonic has noticeably lost his touch of the plot, lore, and characters? Is it bad that they want a serious plot and also treating characters correctly in favor of only good gameplay to appeal to critics? It does hurt to watch what made you like Sonic over other video game rivals be taken away from you and then be ridiculed for wanting that back. No matter what you personally think of adventure fans, they do like games like Unleashed, and they are excited for Project 2017. Adventure fans aren't actually crying specifically for an SA2 like people tend to think. They are asking for something to be great as if it was SA3. I have personally been with every single era of Sonic's life now, and I know how every era has really felt. If there's any direction to follow in terms of effort and features again, it's definitely the adventure era. Let there be serious plots, multiple characters, multiplayer, and an overall more care for the brand of Sonic again. Because we know that Sonic Adventure was made to sell the Dreamcast, and Sonic Adventure 2 was made to save the Dreamcast, as both were the flagship games of the company's last console, which meant that they had to be the best games they could possibly be if Sega wanted to survive in the console market. I guess Sega needs that flame to their ass, or that motivation again, like when they had to make great games if they want to sell their consoles. Whatever the case, adventure fans simply want the effort and the mindset to make every game as if the company's life depended on it. I hope you understand how adventure fans feel, and I'm not agreeing with the way that they go about expressing their opinions, but they definitely have a right to be mad.